Well, hey there. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. I'm Joe Mama, your host. We are tooling our way back to our main base. And let's take a look at the map. As you can see, I have cleared out all this area here, and it is clear of biters, and I've gone ahead and set up some walls. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put together some solar cells, some radar sets, and I'm actually going to place a few more solar powered outposts out there to just kind of open up the map a little more, and I'll kind of explain why. Let me park the tank before I roll into something inadvertently. So by clearing this, I've been able to open up more territory, and you can see we've got lots of land to build. We've got room for a buffer. So because I'm really lamenting the size of my pollution cloud, it could be so much bigger. My pollution cloud is just too damn small. So we're going to make it bigger. And in order to do that, I need to get some of these other sources, these other resource patches. And once I do that, then we can start getting massive amounts of resources together, and we can get into space, which is what we're supposed to be doing here. I mean, this is space age, and we're not there yet. Now, looking at the map, there were a bunch of big patches. The patches I was clearing over here were pretty good size, and they're getting bigger as you go out in this direction. But as I look in this direction, which, looking at the map, it's like, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. These patches that still exist are closer to my point of origin, and that's I think the size of the bases increase as you move away from the point of origin. And so with that, I'm looking at these, I'm thinking, we could clear this space out. I'll probably do that off camera, but there's a nice choke point right here. That would be a nice place to cut off cut off some more land for us. I've built a wall here, as you can see. I've reinforced that wall. You saw me build it the one time, but I've reinforced it with a higher concentration of laser turrets along with a gate. Put a gate in there because I foresee going back and forth through it quite a bit. And I could build it here, but also, if I choke this off, that's great. I get all this land. But look at this. There's only one patch of copper here, that's kind of strange. Now over here, I've got some oil. I've got some more copper. I'd like to see some more iron. I'm not seeing a ton. Fortunately, a lot of the iron I'm seeing on the map is already within our grasp, and we'll go ahead and capitalize on that. But outside, there's not a whole lot. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, like I said, is we'll breach the wall and we'll set up a couple more radar stations so we can get a better look at what kind of land is around us. Boy, if I had to clear this land though, boy, that's a lot of biters. Oh boy. So anyway, I'll set a couple of those up. Actually, I need to start producing said solar cells. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made myself, or at least started the process of making some solar cells. I've got a machine here that's actually tooling away making them. I don't foresee needing a whole lot. We'll set up a couple of extra stations. Besides that, if we look at the map, there are just a few solar cells, solar outposts that don't even need to be here anymore. So I think I'm going to take a southern tack around the base and come up and collect up some of those old, really superfluous outposts. Go ahead and get them. And that'll give us some more building materials to make new outposts. So let's go ahead and collect them up. Oh, by the way, so we were talking about the refineries and, you know, how we could split, or how sometimes when you have products, multiple products. Oh, hey, and you remember we were talking earlier about the refineries and how you got to be careful that if you have multiple products, like you have your primary products and then you sort of have your byproducts that you don't use much of, and how you got to be careful to keep them in balance. And yes, that is true, but I forgot to mention, and Board Bob pointed this out, this is something that I typically do, I'd actually kind of forgotten about it, is that, so when you look at these tanks, one of the things I do, if you ever look at any of my builds, what you'll see is, you'll see my heavy oil tanks, and then you'll see a bunch of chemical plants, and then you'll see the light oil tanks, and then a bunch of chemical plants, and then the petroleum gas. And what you can do, you can set up the chemical plants. What they'll do is, they'll read the contents of, say, one of your tanks. I'll put a... like, I can't do it from here, but what you can do is you can put a monitor on the tank and basically say, look, if the tank, I think, can hold 25K of fluids, what you do is you put a circuit on it, basically saying, and then you tell the circuit, hey, look, if it is above, say, 10,000, if this tank is above 10,000, which should, because it's all cross-level, they should represent, if one tank is 10,000, they all should be, like right there, 10,000. They cross-level. So if one tank reaches 10,000, and it's at least that, go ahead and turn on the chemical plants that will start oil cracking. And the oil cracking will fill up, it will start turning heavy oil into light oil. And it will keep doing so until the heavy oil drops below 10K, and then it will shut off. So that makes sure that there's always some oil here, and that will help, that keeps the refineries from having to turn on, and it keeps a supply of petroleum gas going. And you do the same thing between the light oil and petroleum gas. And because petroleum gas tends to be your most, I already picked it up. Petroleum gas tends to be your most used of the petroleums, of the oils. So what you often find is that you get heavy oil, light oil collecting in the tanks, not being used, and then the petroleum gas, you're just struggling to keep up with it, with the demand. So what you can do is you set up oil cracking for the sole purpose of just clearing the heavy oil and light oil tanks, so the petroleum gas can keep on flowing, you know what I mean? So that's a nice little thing. Forgot to mention it. And actually, starting this game, I'd forgotten to put that into place, which I will do, but I don't think that's going to be the permanent spot for my oil refinery. I'm actually thinking I'm going to move it to the west. Okay, here's another one. Let me collect this thing up. Let's go ahead and get our deconstructor ready. Yeah, I think I'll move the bulk of the oil refining to the west. Probably leave what's there for now while it, continues to meet some demand. But then once the new oil refinery is up and running and creating tons of pollution, then we can, I'll go ahead and pull up the old refinery, and then just either by train or by pipeline just run a new line to the to the products there, or to the subordinate production facilities, like the production of acid and whatnot, sulfur. Okay, so don't think we need this here anymore. We can run power lines just as easily, so we'll go ahead and pull this up. Let's see, deconstruct, and we'll just pull this stuff up here. And is there any others? There's this one over here, which Yeah, let's do that. Let's go basically to the north. And we'll collect up that outpost. Okay, got that. Now we'll go over here to the west. And we'll actually put a gate in this wall. Basically, I'm trying to ascertain where we could get the most bang for our buck killing biters. Okay. I really like there are instances, there are designs where you can set up gates like that to for crossing railroad tracks and a few other things. Oh, I need to put a radar set there so I can look at it. Where if you want to cross the railroad tracks, you can set up a set of gates so that it turns the signal red so the train doesn't try to mow you down when you cross the tracks. But that's one thing I love about this game, is setting up the solid state circuits, finding new designs, new uses for circuits. So like turning pumps on and off, or like we were just talking about the oil cracking, setting up a circuit like that. There's something satisfying about that. I enjoy doing that, thinking logically and making that work in a video game. Okay, so I have a note for the devs. If you could do something that would be freaking awesome, having a sort button. If you ever play Satisfactory, and it's the greatest thing they threw in there, I'd say, is when you have a large container or something like this and stuff just kind of gets thrown in there willy-nilly. Now, our own inventory, our character inventory, sorts itself. That's great. I'm good with that. But in your some sort of storage device like this trunk, the back of the tank, you know, have a button right here. Like, I realize some people want to take, you know, they split stacks and they want to have that ready, so you don't want it to be automatic. But if there could be a button right here, just click it. It says sort, you know, that would be great. And then it would just bunch everything, sort it up, make it organized, you know. Just my 2 cents. The like I said, Satisfactory does that, and I realize that Factorio is the grand poobah of factory games, and it is the gold standard in almost every respect as far as factory games, as far as I'm concerned. But I have to say, Satisfactory one-upped Factorio in that respect. You know, a little thing like that, and it wasn't always that way. It was, I would say, 1.0 when they finally added that in there. And but I use it all the time. It's a great little addition, and I think Factorio could do something like that and benefit from it. And I know the devs would do it too, because it doesn't make the game easier, but it is a little polish that adds a little bit of, you know, ergonomic attention to attention to ergonomic detail that the devs are pretty legendary for. Okay, so that opens that up. I think I'm going to try to work my way. I'll attempt to go west. I don't know that I can. Might be a little difficult. But I'm trying to find, like I said, get the most bang for the buck. The biggest bang for our biter killing buck. Because they're not easy to kill, especially in large numbers. Even with the tank, they are not easy to kill. Okay, just doing some exploring. Look at the size of that damn base. Okay, okay, this is good. This is good. Are we looking at a lake or are we looking at a shoreline here? Okay, well, this is far enough right here, I think. We'll go ahead. Drop our base. And I'm thinking I can sneak my way into the west a little bit. And maybe try to connect this shoreline here. That would be good. Yeah, if I can... Yeah, let's try it. I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Then I gotta run real fast. Okay. Oh, did it. Aggroed him. Okay, let's see if I can get out of there quick. Okay, I'm gonna dump that worm. Kill that worm. Okay, kill that guy. Okay, go up this way. Oh, hell. Okay. Well, if I gotta stand my ground and kill these guys, so be it. Alright, what have we got? Ooh, this looks like a pinch point. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. Drop radar. We're gonna run. Okay, let me get my guy. Let me see if I can sneak along the shoreline and... well, that didn't work. Woo! Okay. Well, shoot. Looks like we have us... an isolated spot here. Okay. What do we got? So they're not connected. Well, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Does that do anything for us? That's a lot of biters, boy. I might be able to clear this out without a whole lot of trouble. Just increase the buffer zone. There's nothing really in there except there's this oil patch, but ooh, look at all those biters. Ugh. Okay. I don't think I could sneak up here without being found out. I could, if I had some landfill, go across here and go up into here. Or I could just go down here. I think I set up a gate here, did I not? No, there's no gate. But I can set one up. We'll do that. Okay. So let's drop our radar. Okay, let me plan my path. Okay. Yep. Looks like I can get down there real quick. And head for the radar set over here. Then head south. And that should put us on target to hit the wall. Oh, okay. A little farther than I thought. So let's go straight down here and get ready to thread the needle. think we'll go south, sort of, basically east-southeast, and then we'll try to work our way north. I'm not even going to try to venture back in there. There's no point in it. So, once we find this, we'll place... this should open it up right to the water. That's good. But once we get right about here, we'll drop another one. Provided we can get that close. And then we'll put one up there by the shoreline, and then maybe we'll try to work our way toward the northwest. Oops. Oh. I guess I better put the stuff in the tank. Okay, that'll work. And power poles? Need more of them. Dang, look at the size of these biter bases. They're no joke. Okay, got the one. Go up this way. So I'll go around them and just see if I can place any up in here. Open up this big block. No, that'll open it up. This area here will be opened up by this one and by this one, so I think just let's keep concentrating on going westward. That's probably good. Look at the size of this mass of death. Oh man. Okay. Okay, so I think that will work. I think that will work. That gives us quite a lot of visibility, I think. I might be able to sneak home going around this cliff and then sneaking right through here. And even if I aggro something, I should be able to run for it. So let's try that. Okay. Yep, aggroed something. That's okay. That's okay. Throw down some gas. Kill some of them. Crop dusting. Every guy should be exceptionally skilled at that. I nicked the wall. I thought I could thread it just fine, and I nicked the wall. Outstanding. Okay. So our next task, let's take a look at our technology. Let's see, what can we do? I'd like to get nuclear fuel reprocessing done. I'd like to get elevated rails. I'd like to get blue belts. But in order to do that, we need purple science. So I think we should attempt to get some purple science researched, or get some, not researched, but get some purple science constructed. We'll hand jam it, and then if I can get some of that hand jammed, then I think I'll work off camera to start to just increase the infrastructure a little bit to support the production of purple and yellow science on a larger scale. You know what I'm saying? We've got the power to do it. We've got the space. We've got the buffer zone. We've got the resources. And so it's just time to do it. It's just going to take a little time, a little bit of grinding to get enough mining machines and enough smelting machines built to do the job. As it is, we're going to have to build a smelter, an electric smelter, for each purple science we make, so I'm going to hand jam some anyway. Maybe in doing so I can kind of set up a a trickle manufacture of said item. You're gonna see that a lot. I tend to spaghetti-ize my base a lot. By the time I get around to actually building a bus, it's too late because I've already gotten everything I need out of the game. So I'm usually end up producing a lot of these. I mean, just look at my base. You're going to see there's one manufacturing machine here, there's two here, and one here, and it's producing. This one's producing lights. This one's random spots producing steel crates. Another one's producing mining machines. Actually, I'm not sure I have any mining machines in this one. But the point being, my base is highly disorganized. So, like I said, by the time I get around to actually producing a bus, I've already gotten everything I need. All right, so let's see what we need to build. I've got to figure out this quality module thing too. That's going to be interesting. I'm not even quite sure what it does. Let's, okay, purple science. I need rails. I've got plenty of rails. I need productivity modules. I forgot about that. Okay, red and green chips. I can do that. Didn't they used to be 1-to-1? For some reason, I'm thinking they were... Or maybe they've always been 5-to-5. I always thought they were 1-to-1. Alright, so we're going to make some of those. An electric furnace. What was involved with the furnace? It was steel, brick, red chips. So my brick is kind of all... Where is it at? Where did I set up brick production? I think brick production's right up here, right? That's where I set up the walls, production of the walls. Yeah. Yeah, brick production, Ratcha. So what was it? It was bricks, red chips, and steel. Red chips and steel, I've got that stuff down here already, so what I need to do is just run some brick down here. Oh wait, you know what? Oh, I ran concrete down here, that's what it was. Yeah, I ran concrete down here for the reactor, so. Alright, well, I will go ahead. Well, you know what? All I'm doing right now is making a bunch of these things. So let's just go ahead and hand jam it for now. So let me go ahead. I'll just do that on my own here. Okay, I think I'd like to do nuclear fuel reprocessing. That would be important. We'll start that. And there's actually a bunch of things that I could be doing as well. Let's do defender, that, landmine. And how much for the elevated rail? 100. Okay, that was a long wait. So I've got 51 science made. I'm going to go ahead and Z that in, and they should go into the labs and start their thing. More science is still being produced, but I'm doing nuclear fuel reprocessing. That's the first thing we're going to research, and I'll kind of show you why that's important. In fact, I haven't really taken a look at our nuclear production in a little bit yet, so oops, put the brakes on. Let's go around there so I don't go plowing into and destroying my stuff. And considering how long this is taking to make even a paltry amount of purple science, I'm going to make a trickle production for it, so we can get a little bit of research done at a slow rate, but at least it's better than nothing. We can progress, and then I've just got to start increasing the productivity of my base, and in order to do that, I need to expand outwards some more, which has been the whole point of this exercise. Okay. Let's come to a stop. There's the nuclear train. That's one of them. The other nuclear train is down here, and let's go ahead and throw some light on it. Boom. Alright. Okay, there's the other train. Got it. How much you got in there? Just 10? That's it? Okay, it's producing now. That's fine. But let's take a look at this. Oh, research. Okay, got that one done. So we've got nuclear fuel reprocessing. I've got 500 there, 400 there, 170 there. So basically over 1,000 of these spent fuel containers. Is that what they're called? Depleted uranium fuel cells. Yes. So what we can do is we can reprocess them, and using, let's see. Yeah, I think we can just throw them into a production or an assembly machine, right? I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done. Let me double check that. Okay, let's see. Done. Oh, it's done in a centrifuge. Oh, excellent. Do I have any of those on me? Of course I don't. Okay. Well, let's go back up here to the tank. I might have some. Meanwhile, science is being produced in my hand as we speak. Do I have a centrifuge here? Yes, I do. I have 30 of the bastards. All right, awesome. Throw that in there, and then I have room for the centrifuge. There we go. Okay, and these are filling up, as you can see. So the time will come when I'll have to expand this outward, but Covarex enrichment is one of my next targets, I think. And let's see if I do that, put two of them together. I'll start using my substation, since I do now have a, I actually have a, what do you call it? I actually have production of that happening. Okay, so that's been sitting there the whole time? Really? Alright. Let's do that. So you gotta give the recipe to the centrifuges, and then they'll do their thing. And then let's feed them back into this system. Boy, I wish it didn't have to. I didn't have to create a whole belt just to do that. All right, there we go, just like that. And can I set up a substation for this too? Maybe. There we go. How much can I remove? Okay, too much. All right. There. So basically we can start processing this stuff back. Oh, you know what? I think I have some on me. There we go. There, take that. Boom. Okay, just want to make sure it's still producing nuclear fuel. By the way, one thing I never did explain in the process of nuclear fuel production is that I've got one, for each centrifuge, I've got an inserter pulling the ore in, and then I've got filtered inserters pulling the two different types of processed uranium out. Like I said, I didn't explain that, and that used to be difficult. designs had to be a lot more complicated when you had to use the specific short-handed filter inserter, but now that long-handed inserters can be filtered, it just opens up possibilities, and this is a much simpler design than what I had before. Less complicated, more efficient, and just because of that one change, again, if I can't say it enough, I cannot say it enough. God bless the devs. So, all right, well, this is going to process through our stuff. I think that's going to do it for now. Off camera, I'm going to try to increase the scale of what we got, try to increase the production of purple science and possibly even yellow science. But purple science alone is going to take a little bit because I need to source some more brick. I need to make some more red chips. I need to increase the production of just about everything, steel, to allow for the production, mass production of steel furnaces, electric furnaces. You know what I'm saying? So if we can do those, we can reduce our dependence on coal, reduce pollution, and maybe get a little more building room before we have to worry about aggroing biters. So a lot of stuff going on, but I will get to that, and then we'll come back when there's something actually exciting and semi-interesting. So anyway, I will see you then. Ciao.